Alright, we're here at the Neverwinter Nights 2 booth, and I'm here with...
Ryan Rosinsky.
Alright, and what do you do?
Senior producer over at Obsidian Entertainment, working on Neverwinter Nights 2.
Can you tell me what's new and exciting about Neverwinter Nights 2?
Wow, where to begin?
I'm excited about it, I know that.
Basically, it is a sequel to Neverwinter Nights 1 that was done by BioWare. We've basically upgraded everything from a 5-year-old engine to new graphics, new sound, new everything that we can get into it. And we're including that same tool set like we did from Neverwinter 1. So everything we used to make the game, give that out there. And basically, the single-player game is also playable multiplayer. And the game is pretty large, actually.
It's pretty large. So as far as multiplayer capacity, what do you see to be... I love to play it multiplayer, and so as the expansion packs came out, I felt like functionality may have been a little more limited, so I was hoping that Neverwinter Nights 2 might expand on the multiplayer aspect.
Well, actually, we're very similar to Neverwinter Nights 1, but because...
I love the story, which was great.
Cool. Because we're giving out the tool set, a lot of people created their own modules, stuff like that, and they expanded. They kept the game selling for 5 years, even now. We're giving people the same opportunity, and if they want to make a multiplayer module with themselves and their friends, we would love that, actually.
Okay. Well, any of the modules, is it backwards compatible?
The only thing that's backwards compatible are the scripts and dialogues.
Scripts and dialogue, but other than that, all the...
Everything's graphically changed, so...
That makes sense. Anything else you'd like to talk about? Any new character creation?
Oh my God!
Awesome stuff that you need.
That's not fair. Well, we're following the 3.5 rule sets. There's a F-ton of feats and character options and prestige classes, and buy the game.
Buy the game?
Buy the game.
All right. Well, talk to you later.
So basically what we have here is the new Splinter Cell game demo at PAX. And this is actual gameplay. This wasn't, it started out with a CGI intro. Basically, he's skydiving now. The last 3 or 4 people we've watched try this have plummeted to the ground. Benny, dude, 1,300 feet. Come on, find a reserve. Benny, 700 feet. Benny, you're going to be a crater. And that's the story of another crater by our very own Benny. So, Benny, you just cratered. What do you think of the game?
It's broken.
How are the controls?
It's broken.
Will you be buying this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're here at Magic the Gathering Online's booth, and I'm sorry, what's your name?
Justin.
Justin. All right. So tell me a little bit about the Magic the Gathering online game. Like, I've been playing since like the TCG games, you know, and so like I've never really gotten into the computer version.
So Magic Online is really our version of the paper-based game brought to the internet. It really lets you log on anytime that you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, find players from around the world, and lets you jump into a tournament right away. Any way that you want, whether you want to play limited or sealed or draft or constructed format, it's all there for you. All you got to do is jump online. The client's free, you download it, you buy booster packs just like you would in a store, and they are delivered to you, they get added to your digital collection, and you're off and running.
So are the booster packs a lot like, I guess, back in the TCG game days? Do you just get a random set of cards when you purchase one, or how does that work?
Absolutely, just like the paper game. The best way to kind of equate it for people that don't know Magic is they're like baseball card packs. You have a random assortment of cards, some of which are harder to get, some of which are easier to get. And with those cards, you build your collection, build your deck, and then you're off and running.
Okay, and so is there like since you guys are utilizing the online space in this case, is there like a marketplace where you can use like to take your cards and sell them to other people and stuff like that?
Absolutely. There's a couple of rooms that are WotC run or Wizards of the Coast run. Those are digital object for digital object rooms where you can trade a card for a card. There's also a very vibrant secondary market on eBay. People take their digital cards, post them on eBay. You buy your cards, you meet up in game, and then you trade. And there's also a lot of player-run rooms where there are players actually donating cards to new players. So if you're a new player, you might want to join one of these casual rooms and get right in, and they'll give you 32 cards to get started with.
Nice. Sounds like it's a good community-driven kind of game. So a lot of players are altruistic and try to get other people to actually kind of join in and be the same way, I guess.
Absolutely. Players are what it's all about. The community is what it's all about. We have hundreds of Magic Online advocates. These guys are on all the time, 24 hours a day, and these guys help me help the new players. I mean, we can come up with new marketing initiatives and new programs, but these guys really kind of they answer the questions. You know, we have 24-hour support. We have a mentor program where people that are new to the game we actually pay people to teach them how to play. But at the end of the day, it's the kind community that really gets people into it.
Yeah, I know, especially with a lot of games these days driving towards community-driven content. I guess that's the one thing in the online space that you have to maintain to be able to have a successful game. So,
totally agree.
And so I noticed you guys are passing out free copies of the core game here. Are you able to pick that up in stores anywhere?
Yeah, actually, the core game sells in stores for $11.99. So this is a great piece of swag. It has both the physical card game and the online client. It also has a coupon for the online client that allows you to replicate everything that's in the physical game right there. So essentially, you buy that, install your client, activate the coupon, and you would get digital versions of everything in that box.
Excellent. And since we were on the idea of the booster packs and everything else, what do those typically run on the actual game? Like, how much would you spend to be able to purchase a single booster pack to be able to add more to your deck?
So the cool thing about Magic Online is that it's what I call scalable. Unlike other MMOs where you're paying $12.95 a month whether you play or not, Magic Online's cool in that you could buy one booster pack, play, buy two booster packs, play. You could walk away from the game for 2 years, come back, your collection's still there, buy 10 more booster packs if you want, build decks, and yeah, it's $369. It's actually scaled. I call it scalable business model as opposed to a fixed, reoccurring monthly subscription rate. I honestly believe it's better for the company and better for the player, both.
Excellent. I think that's probably about all I can really think of. I appreciate you answering all my questions. Thanks.
Hey everybody, this is Lewis, and I'm here with
Princess Zelda and Link.
And what did you like about the show so far?
Well, so far it's a very awesome event. It's very wonderful, and it's also great to see gamers come out and together and just to do something like this. It's really a great turnout.
Your outfits are both absolutely phenomenal. How much time went into this, the whole thing?
Well, with Link, it took about approximately a little bit over 6 months. For me, it took a little over 8 months.
That's pretty impressive. So what was your favorite thing that you saw at the event?
Well, so far, the Smash Brothers tournament, we actually played in it as Link and Zelda, ironically.
Did you?
Yes. We also attended the concert with Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great, and we met a lot of nice people. So it's really great.
How'd you do in the tournament?
Oh, I would rather not say.
Fair enough. All right, well, we thank both of you for taking the time and doing this with us. Appreciate it.
It's time. Thank you.
Hi, this is Jess from Downstairs Theater, and I am here with
Chris from Red Octane.
And he's working on Guitar Hero. What do you do for Guitar Hero?
I'm actually part of the marketing team right now. So what I do is I was actually responsible for the manual in the first game. I did all most of the doodles and stuff like that, and wrote a lot of it. And then also worked. I was on a member of the song selection team for Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero 2.
So can you give us any peeks as to what songs are in Guitar Hero 2?
I can't give a. That's if I told you that, I'd have to kill you. But that's understandable. She is okay. Now, I can tell you that, obviously, in addition, we just recently announced that we're going to have Sweet Child of Mine, as originally made famous by Guns N' Roses, and Leonard Skinner's originally made famous by, we have Freebird coming into the game. So that'll be a really fun additions. We also have, one of the things we want to do with Guitar Hero 2 was expand upon it and really incorporate some different styles of rock and roll. So as you know, in the demo version that's playing here, we have Psychobilly Freakout, which is made famous by Reverend Horton Heat. So, we have some rockabilly in the game, and we're going to have also some other different types of rock music that's going to be going in the game. So, I'm really excited. I can't share any of it right now, but I'll tell you about it later.
So, how about the new modes in Guitar Hero 2? I'd heard there were some new modes. What other kinds of ways can you play that you couldn't in the first one?
Yeah, no, we added all new multiplayer modes to bring it up to 3 different types of multiplayer modes. There's going to be cooperative mode, which is like the biggest addition to the game. There's one person plays bass or rhythm guitar, and the other person plays the lead guitar. And you actually will share a rock meter and a star power meter, and so you can fail a song now. And we realized that multiplayer is where Guitar Hero was at. Everyone loves to sit around, drink an adult beverage, and rock the game. So, the practice mode is the other big game mode that's coming in, and that's going to be necessary for songs like Freebird that are so long, and you could play and then all of a sudden hit the solo and fail. So the practice mode's cool in that you can take any part of any song and then cut through and play a solo or whatever, and you can also play it slowed down till you really understand how to play the game. So those are the main parts.
So I've heard that it's coming out, a rumor that it's coming out for a console other than PS2. Can you comment on that?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I can give a really good answer of no comment at this time. But.
Okay, Joe Farrow, Downstairs Theater, and we are with Foundation 9 Games. Who are you? What do you do?
Who are we and what do we do? We're a video game developer, and we do a lot of games. We do games for every system out there, and we do a lot of games for handheld. And what we're showing off today is a number of our games for DS and PSP.
All right, and what do we have? I noticed that we have some footage of me playing Mech Assault for DS, and I heard there's a dating sim for PSP.
Yeah.
Tell me about the dating sim.
So the dating sim is Brooktown High, and it's for PSP, and it's based off of the Tokimeki Memorial series that Konami's been very successful with in Japan. And it's the first time that a company is going to go after bringing that kind of game to the U.S. shores. And so we worked with Konami on trying to redesign it, rework it, make it something that's very interesting for U.S. audiences. So what we have now is we have a staff of writers who've written for television and film. We have a team who's just come off of the Death Jr. game. A lot of people from there moved over. And they're giving it their best to come out with this game where you get to go back to high school and relive your high school years.
And what's the gameplay like on that? Is it going through the whole process of asking out the girl and trying to woo her and buying all the gifts and all that?
It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's everything you had to do to try to get a girl out, or a guy if you're playing. If it's a woman playing, you can play as either character. And it starts out with a personality quiz at the beginning of the game. So you enter all these answers to these questions, and it creates a character. And the haunting thing is when it does this, like I'm always freaked out by how close the character is to myself.
Very nice. So we have Mech Assault coming for DS. Tell me about that game.
So Mech Assault is it takes place just after Mech Assault 2 on Xbox.
Okay.
And it picks up where the story left off. This time it takes place in a different part of the galaxy, and it's I think it's 24 levels. Wow. It's got up to 7 multiplayer game modes, if I'm correct. And the only thing that's probably missing is the Wi-Fi mode, but I think everybody's going to be pretty happy with the wireless multiplayer. So.
Oh, nice. So it will have wireless multiplayer when it's ready.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so Mech Assault 2 added all sorts of stuff. You had like the I believe the Veritech style mechs that were flying and all, and tanks and more vehicles, and the single person suits. What's this one add to the Mech Assault world, so to speak?
So there's a couple new mechs that players are going to find in the game when they're playing through it, and it's something new to the Mech Assault universe. And also one of the main character, Valen Bryce, she discovers that hyperpulse generators can be turned into weapons. So the whole storyline revolves around what they're going to do to prevent these hyperpulse generators from turning into like planet-destroying weapons.
Nice. So another save the world. I love that. I've saved the world so many times as a gamer.
Oh yeah, and we don't get tired of it, do we?
No. We just look for the next world to save.
Yep.
So I see a Sonic on I believe a PSP over there. Tell me about that game.
Okay, so it's Sonic Rivals. It kind of goes back to the roots of Sonic's 2D game styles.
Nice.
So if you played like the DS version of Sonic, it was very similar. What we've done in this game though is it's called Sonic Rivals for a reason. You're actually racing against another character in the Sonic universe, and so it's you against another character racing through classic style Sonic levels with all the kind of jump pads and everything you'd expect from a Sonic title.
Oh, nice. So more of a racing game than a platformer then?
It's a little bit of both. And it's actually a pretty good combination. I think most of the reaction we've got so far at the show has been really positive. It's like playing the original Sonic game with 2 people, and it's just a race to the finish line. You can play multiplayer, wireless, you can go for it.
Excellent. So we talked about Sonic, Mech Assault, the dating game. It was Brooktown High. What else do we have here?
So we also have Death Jr. 2, which is a sequel to Death Jr., which came out on the PSP last year. And in this game, we wanted to go back to the drawing board, rework the camera system, add a multiplayer co-op. You can play multiplayer through the entire game together wirelessly. And we have 18 levels and some of the biggest bosses I think anybody's ever seen on a PSP. It's a really fun game to play.
Nice. Can we expect all this out holiday this year?
Yeah, that'll be coming out just in time for Halloween.
Nice, excellent. Well, thanks for taking time to interview with us, and good luck at the show, and enjoy PAX.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, we're taking a look at Brooktown High, and I believe you're trying to get the girl to kiss you?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Electra to kiss me. She's kind of a hard girl to get the kiss. So.
She's hot though. Look at her.
Yeah, she's good. She's a goth girl, so she's a tough one. If you can get her to kiss you, you're gonna have a good high school.
Did you try giving her a skeleton?
I did.
So let's see. What strategy are we using to get this kiss here?
Well, right now I'm trying to get her to go on a date with me.
She doesn't look happy.
Let's see. If I apologize, I think when I was talking to you guys, I just dissed her, and so.
She called you a stanky jeeber, man.
I think I'm gonna have to try somebody else.
Just like high school, if you don't succeed, try again. So you're basically pushing buttons to pick what you say to her?
Yeah, exactly. The game's got about 35,000 different lines of text in it, and it has this actually a really incredible, very complicated tree that the designers can use to make things happen. So depending on your stats, whether or not you're a jock, a nerd, how you're dressed, what you said to other girls. Saying the same thing to a girl can actually do a totally different reaction. So it always feels pretty fresh. I'm not having any luck.
I think the nerd just dissed him too.
So it's kind of like real life, eh, Chris? Is that how your high school years went down?
Apparently in high school we wear bikinis now.
She just got back from volleyball practice.
And dissed again. Is there anything below the nerd?
No, I could try talking to the jock, but I got my pride.
Well, thanks for taking time with us.
Thanks.
Hey guys, can I turn in my PSP?
I saw two guys upstairs.
somewhere else.
Alright, my game is in the vein of all those great Hollywood heist movies that are so much fun to watch. There's just Heist, Ocean's 12. Basically, it's a crime sim in the vein of sort of like Uplink Hacker Elite meets maybe a Rainbow Six game. The player plans elaborate cinematic heists. There's a planning stage and an execution stage.
Time. Show of hands, how many people have a game about a plumber that eats hallucinogenic mushrooms and jumps up and down on reptiles? Okay, thank you. No.
Question for you. Who would be able to play this? It sounds like it's harder than taxes. Like planning an elaborate heist.
Are you looking at this line, Jeff? They've got 45 seconds each. Thank you. Next.
I thought I would be the hard ass.
Manifest Destiny, the game.
Can we say next now?
I like historical games.
Imagine, say, run time of like Andrew Jackson when he was like, "Hey, Indians, get across the Mississippi."
Thank you. Next. Do you want to put him over into the keeper pile just because?
The game's called Lambda Omega Lambda. It's a first-person shooter with a factional experience based. Basically, at a high-tech science facility, it's Take Your Daughter to Work Day. There's an accident that breaks open these portals, and different creatures from historical periods break out. There are ninjas, pirates, wizards, robots, cavemen, alien, and they come out of sort of a spawn portal.
You work for THQ, don't you?
No,
Thank you. Next. Don't even go there. You can have like 2 or 3 choices.
I'm still trying to figure out the Greek right.
I don't know. It's something about...
Apparently you pledge while shooting all these creatures.
It's a Greek thing. What do I know? Next.
Okay, so this game is kind of based off factual events. I don't know how many of you heard on Thursday, but Pluto stopped being a planet. So this game is called Dwarf Planet Death to Pluto. An evil astronomer...
Hey, it could have been Uranus.
I would like it if the reward is you get to see the economical ramifications of all the textbooks being changed.
So actually, the game story is actually film noir-esque, and basically you get hired basically by...
Time.
Next. Thank you very much. Moving right along.
Where you play as a starfish who uses his 5 expendable rope-like appendages to climb, swim, and maneuver through underwater levels.
And what's the name?
Scrunchy the Starfish.
What are you teaching these kids?
Oh, you don't want to know. I think maybe the name could use a little bit of...
Squishy.
Oh, I like it! Right over there. Right over there.
And then keep going out the door.
2D rocks. Yes, go ahead.
My idea is a 3D action adventure / extreme sports title based on the ancient Mayan ball game. Where you have to use your elbows and knees to hit a ball through the ring in the side of a court. Now, according to tradition, these are portals to the underworld, they were thought to be, so you get sucked into the game, and you got to fight your way across the underworld and beat 7 bosses, like the 7 demons of the underworld. And the way you fight is by doing tricks with the ball to power up the ball and hit the enemies.
You know, the scary part is I actually know what he's talking about.
I do too, and I actually kind of want to play it.
You know,
hold on, we better act on it now before EA buys the exclusive rights.
Okay, so my game would be like a free space style plane shooter, except instead of having just your normal machine gun missile weapons, your pilot would also have like a Grimoire in the cockpit with him, so he could use spells on the other planes.
Harry Potter meets Red Baron.
Each year the industry keeps catering more and more to the demographic of jocks. I can play fucking football in Unreal Tournament. So I'd like to create a game called Jock Football 2000. And actually it's a turn on the name. What it will be is a sim on the Wii that will help them bag groceries and help them, you know,
Back to the Future Racing. Everybody has to know. Alcatraz 2055. It said in the feature, you're wrongly sent to a prison colony orbiting the Earth, and you have to escape. And
Does Fox have me for the couple season?
Fox? No.
It's a TV station.
There's nothing worse than trying to escape a prison while staring at empty blackness backgrounds.
Nobody wouldn't hear you scream because nobody cares. Thank you. Next.
Good afternoon. The game I'd like to pitch today is not a game, but more of an application for obsessive World of Warcraft players.
I like it. Go right over there.
My next game is also for the Revolution.
Right.
Anyway, 1977. It's the future. You're the disco bandit. You have a pop gun. It's DDR and Killer 7 at the same time. You do dance moves to charge up your gun and kill people in hair metal bands.
Sweet. I'm liking it. Yeah?
After the death of his father, the son of the largest burger chain in the world notices he's aging at a scary rate. He finds out that the government has released a rare virus into the cattle beef of the world that ages people fast enough to die within 30 days.
Stop, but you have a marvelous future as a marketing weasel. I just want to tell you right now, I would like to hoo-ah you for your marketing.
Just what kind of power-ups do you get as you get older?
That's what I was convinced by the ad.
Yeah, mine's pretty simple. Basically, it's a crawling block puzzle game, except instead of colored blocks, you have letters, and you make words with them.
Word twist. Thank you, Nick.
Okay, so there's this master tree that controls the
a master tree.
Controls the ecosystem, all the animals, and even other trees.
It's not a shrub.
So the world gets overpopulated, and he says, "Get off of the planet, go take my seed."
It's every Japanese RPG I've ever played.
The game is bouncy.
It's got bunnies.
The player assumes the role of an intergalactic bouncy hunter has to exterminate the most adorable aliens in the known galaxy.
It has bunnies.
And they're hungry.
It has bunnies.
Well, I wasn't actually planning on coming down here.
Okay, thank you, man.
I do have a working prototype. And it's an internet radio client for Nintendo DS. Not technically a game, but I think that there is a market for it.
You have a radio client for the Nintendo DS?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what is that? Is that what you just asked? No, I know. A lot of people can use it. Dude, what are you doing when they said in the manual that everything you say is owned by everyone? What are you doing?
It's GPL, so you can download it, take it, do whatever you want as long as you release it.
Seriously, if you've done that, you should probably contact Nintendo Software Technologies, NST. They're right in Redmond, and they'd probably be interested in talking to you.
Tycoon.
Thank you.
Angry Bees on the iToy. So you get a bunch of these little tiny clips that you place all over your body, and on the screen you've got the projection of yourself and a horde of like angry bees that you're swatting away, but if their momentum comes towards you, they get you on the corresponding spot, like the clips on your body, and you just pinch the shit out of you.
iToy pain feedback. Alright, get over there.
My idea is called Shoot the Cowboy. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Is that literally or figuratively?
I just heroin character. Shoot the cowboy. Go.
I figure since the Wii's coming out and we're finally going to have our controller we can move around, why haven't they started developing like possibly a Star Wars Jedi Knight lightsaber?
Because nobody can top YouTube when it comes to Jedi. Okay, this line, back at the conga line, starting with the bunnies, moving our way forward. More jaded, the balls have worn off.
The subtitle, Trail of Tears, is just not that marketable.
The last speech I was giving, some black shirt came up and said, "Do you guys want cold balls?" And I'm sitting there going,
are they attached to bunnies?
I don't get this.
In order for a 2D platformer to be successful, the main character has to have some attachment to the consumer, and I'm finding, without a license, I'm finding a hard a hard time justifying it in the play.
He has an irresistible smile.
I personally think that with another 12 months of thinking it through and polish, this kind of game could probably be an incredible finalist in the professional category at the Independent Games Festival. But that's just my personal feeling.
So you've got this extreme sports game, but then you have this whole... Is it just the sports game going to different venues when you say it was going underground?
Like you're running through a level and like, you know, enemies come at you and you've got to like power up a combo and hit them before they get you.
And it's that whole Mayan god thing where you've got to like, you know, kill lots of people and blood and stuff.
I'm just worried about how it would be to play a sports game where you're doing first-person control with like a really complicated...
Wait, first person?
Or is it third person? Third. Okay, but you're still doing personal combos for a character to like power up your ball and attack people.
It's like Mad meets God of War. I kind of like it. All right,
you know, show of hands. How many want it? See, they're picking it up too.
All right.
You're right here. You're right here. You're right here. There's something. Go.
Okay, Back to the Future Racing. Everybody has DeLoreans, and
one has to be able to keep a straight face while doing one's pitch.
Back to the Future Racing. Everybody has DeLoreans. You get full orchestration for the Back to the Future movies all the way through, and the idea is to just race back in time. You start in 1985. You know, you get everybody with bad haircuts and you know
trunks full of cocaine. Flamingos.
And you go back to the idea is to go fast enough to be able to get up to at least 88 miles per hour. And if you can get beyond that, you know, you can hit your button to go even further back in time. You know, so you got to really work to get up to that speed. So the more
I didn't like it as much this time as I did last time.
The objective ultimately is to get back to 1885.
He's still talking, isn't he?
Well, I'm not sick.
What do you think?
It didn't work. It was licensing rights and the
high concept, that 6 words, ba-bing. But now that we're listening to it, it's just too DeLorean.
And in this game, the player assumes the role of an intergalactic bounty hunter. He's charged with exterminating the galaxy, the most adorable creatures known to man. They're cute, cuddly, and hungry.
Did he say bouncy hunter?
See, this is what happens when all you hear is bunnies.
Who drew the pictures?
A girl named Amber here at the convention. I don't know if she's here. She did a very good job.
So you got a ringer to do your bunnies. Is that where we're at?
I'm a designer.
Man, you're a designer. You should have stuck with the bunnies.
Okay, so I'm the Angry Bees guy.
Oh, yeah. This was another audience choice, wasn't it?
No, this is one where you actually get physically pinched.
Yeah.
There are like these electronic like clothespins that are like pinching.
So I would vote for this if I could see you demo it for us.
My lawyers aren't going to let us publish this, but... what happens after graduation? That's what
we're... So this is what we're going to do. We're going to need an excellent marketing team on this. We're going to market it as the best football game ever. Okay? For the Wii. All right?
Yeah.
You get to play football, third person, for about 4 minutes. 1 minute for each year in high school. You get cute names, everything. And then that all goes away, and you have to bag groceries using the Wii controller. And it's all sensed because I don't want jocks breaking my stuff as they're bagging it for me. And
can I wash cars too?
Yeah, they can wash cars. They can work at McDonald's.
Slowly lose my hair.
Yes, exactly. The cute chicks that they once dated go off to the people that they made fun of, etc.
I know, we want to play it. Just because we want to see him end up selling used cars. Shoot the cowboy. Okay, you made it through the first pass with your high concept and your buzzwords. Now, what are we going to do with Shoot the Cowboy?
Well, at one point you will be in a level in which you have to actually shoot a prospector, not a cowboy. You'll be aiming at him as he does his happy prospector dance, which goes somewhat like this.
All right, only one dance per competition.
For the honorable mention, I think the Digipenners should get the tribble. What do you think?
Fine by me.
You think? We'll have the official triple award for the... Huh? They have to dance for it? Is that what you said?
Dance off!
Okay! A dance off for the Digipin plants for the fur ball. For the better dancer, gets the fur ball. No, this is the strip.
I want to see some Carlton!
In the audience. Let's go. All right, come. Go, shorty. Okay, you're up next.
There's radio stations available on the internet that are playable in
this thing that comes across the... Yeah, and what it does is it like...
You got to remember, he was born before radio.
Let's give him a hand.
We'll give you a hand.
If anybody wants to try it, it's gray.drunkencoders.com.
Number 4, which I really like the idea, but the legal team would never let it get released, is the iToy, the pain feedback iToy idea.
For number 3, we have the virus game.
Virus Puzzle Infect the World game. And number 2, which means that you'll know what number 1 is afterwards. Number 2 is What Happens After High School, The Tale of the Jock. And number 1 is Violent Mayan Ball Game. And you get a whole lot of prize tickets, my friends. Use them well.
That concludes Pitch Your Game Idea for this year. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us, and I'd like also to thank my panelists for joining us. Let's give them a round of applause.
Hey, Lewis and Joe here. We're here with another Lewis. Lewis, what do we got going on over here?
This is the first annual Guild Wars live event. Basically, players at the convention sign up for their side, either Luxus or Kurzix, and then they go around the convention center completing various tasks. This is the Warrior booth, where basically I shoot darts at you, and you have to block them. So other stations, they're more mentally oriented for the more mentally oriented professions. So.
Sounds good. For the purposes of this, if I just slip you a 20, will you shoot darts at Joe?
Definitely.
That sounds good. Why don't you go back there, Joe?
Alright, I didn't get that one. Alright, that got my arm. I think it stuck to me. You have to aim. Oh, okay. Oh! Hey! Jesus. Is that a block or no? I'll shoot again. Okay. Oh!
This is Benny with Downstairs Theater, and we are talking to the developers of Castle Crashers. What's your name and what do you do?
My name is Tom Fulp, and I'm a programmer and co-founder of the Behemoth.
Very cool. And so, tell me a little bit about Castle Crashers.
Castle Crashers is a 4-player action RPG. It's a hack and slash, kind of in the vein of Golden Axe, with a lot of elements of River City Ransom and Guardian Heroes, Dynasty Warriors, a little bit of Zelda and Gauntlet mixed in. It's really just about 4-player fun, beating up enemies, using magic, destroying a lot of stuff.
So, a lot of our favorites resurrected in a new light.
Yeah, and it's all high def, high resolution graphics, some of the finest hand-drawn 2D graphics to ever grace a television screen.
Now, if I recall correctly, this game was actually being originally developed for another system. Is that right?
We originally developed Alien Hominid for PS2 and GameCube, and also released it in England or Europe for PS2 and Xbox. So when we started on this, we were starting with the current generation systems. We've bounced around a lot, experimented, but finally it looks like we're shooting for Xbox 360 for live arcade. It's great because it allows a lot more enemies on the screen, a lot nicer graphics.
So I know with Live Arcade, there's been a lot of sort of talk about episodic content, the ability to sort of like push new content. Is this something that you've been looking into?
Yeah, we're definitely considering episodic because with the property, there's a lot of potential to just go on adventures. So we're, right now we're just really focused on the first game, but it's definitely a potential for episodes in the future.
And I think one of the things that I found personally that really sort of distinguishes the properties that you create is the art style. There is a very unique and very consistent art style amongst your games. Was there a particular artist or development team that you have continually working on these same titles?
Yeah, all the artwork's by Dan Paladin. He did the artwork for the original Alien Hominid web game and then the Alien Hominid console game, and now he's doing all the artwork for Castle Crashers.
And is there anything else that you think we should know about Castle Crashers coming up?
Just that it's going to be the best game you've ever played, so you're going to have to buy it.
All right.
Hi, this is Jess from Downstairs Theater, and I am here with
John Cox from Mythic Entertainment, EA Studios.
What do you do for Mythic?
I'm a content designer. I help build some of the content systems and talk with the programmers. Once they get them built, I test them out and I go, here's how you make quests, here's how you get a dragon to fight players and things of that nature.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about Warhammer.
Well, Warhammer's an MMO RPG. You play online, monthly subscription base. We'll have multiple servers, thousands of people going at once. It's based off of the Warhammer IP from Games Workshop. We've been working very closely with them to get everything looking proper. Get orcs looking like orcs, elves looking like elves, things of that nature. You'll be able to play 6 different races, and they're paired off in 2 teams. And there's PvP or PvE all throughout the game, and there is also PvP all throughout the game. So whatever playstyle you like, you can fight other players all the way to the top, or you can fight monsters all the way to the top.
And I have another question. I have been a big fan of other Mythic games, like I play Dark Age of Camelot a lot, and I was wondering, how is the PvP different? How is the PvP better? Because I'm really hyped about the PvP in this game.
Well, one thing we can do different, I can show you a little bit here, is if you remember in Camelot we had frontiers, and you essentially crossed a border to get into the PvP. We're trying to bring that a little closer to the player, such that I'm not off in some way off zone and there's a siege happening. I don't have to travel 2 hours to get to a fight. And every single zone we have about a third to a quarter of it marked off for PvP, so the fighting is right there with you. We'll also, in Camelot, we had our battleground systems, which were kind of tiered level systems. In Warhammer, we're going more with scenarios, so at any level you can form a group, jump into a scenario, and it'll be 6 versus 6, 8 versus 8. But we also want to have the open battlefield skirmishes like we had in Camelot. So that's a few of the differences.
All right, can you show us a little bit about the game now?
Sure. What we have here is the greenskin starting area, and you can see you get quest symbols for different things, and he offers me a quest. I can get a summary of the different rewards I want. Go accept. Brings up a little quest summary. I can mouse over it to get details. I can go over here, and we're playing the Shaman currently. The Shaman is a ranged magic user. He eventually develops buffs and healing, but kind of as a starting character, I don't have as much. Actually, this guy has a lot of stuff, so there we go. And pretty much all the artwork we do, all the models, everything, is approved by Games Workshop as well. Because we're really trying to stick close to the look of the IP. And here I'm building up morale. This is another difference from Camelot. The longer you stay in combat, you build up morale, and then it unlocks these special abilities. So I have a choice. Do I wait till it's all the way full and I can use that large attack, or do I use 2 smaller attacks, or do I use it as soon as it's available? So it's a mix and match challenge of what you want to do. Kind of providing some tactics to it. So when you're facing an enemy player, you don't know, is he going to wait and hold all his cards close to himself before he deals out his special attacks or not? You can kind of run around here and look at a few of the effects. Here's one of the waterfalls. And the dwarves here, they don't have a direct land route to this town, and they wanted to attack it. So they've been sending themselves over the waterfall in barrels, and they did a sneak attack on the town, and they did some damage, but the greenskins managed to push them back. So that kind of sets the stage for all the newbie quests you do in this area. So some of them eventually have you down here inspecting the barrels, looking for dwarves, and you open a barrel and a dwarf will pop out, and you have to, fight off the waterlogged dwarf. Here I can show you a few others. Okay, here's our public quest system. This is a different type of quest we're doing for Warhammer. It's essentially when any player enters this area, they're all put on the same quest, and they all have the same goal. And you get bonus experience for participating in that objective. And here we have a poor giant who's being tortured by squigs. So the first thing you have to do is you have to help him get rid of all the squigs. After which he's really tired and exhausted, so he needs to refresh himself. You have to bring him barrels of beer. And once you get him nice and kind of sauced up, he storms off and kills a bunch of dwarfs for you. These are some of the other zones and areas within Warhammer we've got finished so far. This is our vampire tower. You can see it's a very large structure. You can actually go all the way up in it. There's content on every floor. This is the port city of Barrack Var, and this is actually a Dwarven town. You can see they have ironclads in port here, and you can see all the shops and doorways to different areas, gangplanks, and there's a bunch of angry dwarfs on there, so I shouldn't stay too long here. Yeah, I'm not very welcome in there, but I can actually fly out here and show you a little bit of the coastline. And you get out here and you can see the orcs and the dwarfs have been having a navy battle here, and there's some mines in the water kind of bobbing around. You got a lighthouse up there. Yeah, let's see, where else can we go? We can go to Slayer Keep. Slayer Keep is a Dwarven stronghold. And it's one of the, we have our things set up in tiers. A newbie player adventures in tier 1, a more experienced player adventures in tier 4. This is one of the areas in tier 4. And we start off here, and you can see there's a bunch of cloud cover. Now, a normal player would have to work their way up through the mountains, but that would take a while, so we're just going to break right through the cloud cover here. Get up here, turn around. And there's our Slayer Keep. Got all the Dwarven images and imagery and whatnot. Up there, we got the axe heads, and you can actually head inside. We don't have our door technology in at the moment, but man, you can see the interior here. Some of the things we're doing, and here's the two Dwarven statues that are guarding the king's chamber. And you got the weights that will leverage to pull the guys back to let you in, things of that nature. So that's a basic rundown of some of our kind of more interesting points of interest areas, and a little bit about Warhammer. So, any other questions?
When is the release date for Warhammer?
We're targeting fall of 2007, and we'll actually have a fairly open beta in early spring of 2007, so not too far along from now.
Well, thank you for your time.
All right, so that's going to wrap things up for our special PAX 06 coverage on Downstairs Theater. I'm Lewis.
I'm Joe.
I'm Jess.
I'm Jen.
I'm Lance.
Oh, I'm Benny.
And you're watching Downstairs Theater. Take care, guys.
Freaking hot at PAX. Moose, thank you so much for that.
My day has been made. Thanks a lot, partner. Appreciate it.
Cheek on one of those.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice. Good aim. Good aim.
Which is a lot of fun.
Free stuff coming through.
Don't hit me. Yeah, it's raining army swag. What are you doing first?
Okay, wait. Let's give him a second. Hang on 1 second.
All right, here's your question. Go.
Like 42 minutes.
What? No.
My power died. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
And what happened?
His power died. So the.
Oh no.
It's okay.
So no next year for PAX, more battery packs, more power outlets to get everyone charged up. Joe Farrow, Downstairs Theater with a crazy robot. Who are you and what do you do? The NVIDIA robot says, don't feed the machine. No, don't feed Marcho Mac. That's who he is. What do? You eat? And you're with NVIDIA. You're not with NVIDIA. You're next to NVIDIA. Where's your booth at? Can you point it out? The booth's over there. Let's head on over, see what it's about.